So I'm just going to have a quick look at the soil here. We've got a really interesting soil. It's very much silt based, which means it's actually really difficult to manage. What we want to look at is how the soil structure is holding itself together and to see whether or not there are any issues here that the plant might pick up on. So we're looking at roots, we're looking at root development, we're looking at all the good bits and pieces of life in the soil and looking at how the polyhalite can build active roots and a healthy plant. And I'm going to illustrate that with the earthworm channel that's here. If you can see the hole that's there, that's made by an earthworm. That earthworm has gone through the soil into the root zone to feed on beneficial life that is occurring here on these very small fibrous roots. If we make sure that the plant has got all the right nutrition, we get as much fibrous root here as we possibly can. That builds a food source for the bigger bits of life in the soil, and that's really beneficial, particularly as we move into a regenerative agriculture future. The other bit I did want to illustrate was how the plant is changing in response to polyhalite. So we've got a with and without treated here. You can see the colour difference. So we've got a bigger, broader leaf that's darker green. It's got stronger, darker stems, whereas the untreated, the leaves are just that little bit smaller, they're just that little bit paler, and in terms of the stems, they're just that little bit softer. So the paler leaf is the one that's requiring a little bit more magnesium and sulfur. The darker leaf is the polyhalite treated crop. When you compare the size and the shape and the colour of the leaf, this one is making more sense of sunlight and other forms of nutrition. Both the plants will respond really nicely to nitrogen, but this one is always going to have a season-long advantage. So you're seeing the benefits of the sulfur, that's the dark colour and the size of the leaf. You're seeing the benefit of the magnesium, which is the fullness or completeness of the chlorophyll on the leaf itself compared to the more stressed plants. And in terms of plant health, we've actually got a stronger, healthier plant on this side.